Hey guys, how's it going? The time have finally arrived for the big three to drop in the English server, which is MLB, Training Overlord DN, and Phantom Blaster Overlord. And for all the Shadow Paladin fans out there, it is finally out and you can officially play it on the global server, aka the English server. And as you can see right now, the moment you log into the game, you'll have Shadow Paladin unlocked. So that's very nice, but I do think that you need to have a grade higher than 12, if I'm not mistaken. You can correct me if I am wrong in the comment section down below, but as you can see, if you unlock new clans, that means we have new cards, and if you have new cards, that means we gotta do a set review for it, so that you guys know whether to invest on certain cards or not and how it works in the long run. So without further ado, let's actually take a look at the newer cards. Actually, you know what? Before that, I always forgot, but I do want to give a big shout out to Benjamin, who actually just become a official patron. And believe it or not, he's actually the first one. So big shout out to you, Benjamin, aka Toad Sage. If I'm not mistaken, that's your name, right? Let me go check quickly. Yes, Toad Sage. Toad Sage 99. So thank you for becoming a patron on my patron page. And if you want to further support like Benjamin do, you can actually support me for as low as $1 if you want. Otherwise, just watching my video is actually good enough. So let's take a look at the newer cards right now. So here you go, Shadow Paladin unlock. And you also unlock a bunch of starter like Vanguard Brave, Scarlet Witch Lulu, Flubao, Dark Goat, and White Tiger. And this is the late May rank fight. So let's see what's my ranking. I don't think I make it to top 1000 because I haven't been playing much. But I did manage to get 4 copies of CEO myself because I am above legend 50. Okay, it's 50 I guess, as you can see right here. And the next rank reward will be Perfect Riser, as you can see. So for those people that is waiting to play Perfect Riser, now is your time to grind up the rank to get your rank reward. Okay, now let's take a look at the newer cards, and this is set 4, as you can see on the top screen. You have MLB there, so that's very nice. And the question everyone have been wanting to know is whether if Vanguard Brave or Tejas is gonna get nerfed the moment it got released, so we're gonna find out right now. Alright, let's press all, and we have a bunch of support for Nova Grapple, Shadow Paladin, Ra Paladin, Cairo, Oracle Ting Tang, and Nova Grapple. I don't know if I mentioned that already, so let's take a look at all. Let's start with Ra Paladin first, and let's take a look at Vanguard Brave. Is it nerf? That's the real question. It is not nerf, so that is good news for those people that have been waiting to play MLB. Now's your time to actually play as much as you can because it's gonna get nerfed in the future. Okay, so like always, I'm gonna be taking a look at the double red and the triple red cards for the newer set. So as you can see, we have Battlefield. It's obviously good investment because it is a chunky attacker for your MLB deck and you need to run at least 3. Whether or not you need a playset of it, I don't think you need. I feel like 3 is more than enough, so I will definitely give this a craft if you are playing MLB. Next up we have Starcore Trumpeter. So this card is a really good card and it's a must to play in your deck. You can choose to play 1 or even 2. So I feel like this is a good investment, but I do take note that this will be a rank reward in the future. But since this is only a double rare, I don't think it's that much of a problem. And there is really no point in waiting for a free card that is a double rare, since it's way cheaper compared to crafting a triple rare. So I will definitely give this a craft, but not a playset. 1 or 2 will be enough. But do take note, when the nerf hits, you might want to run 4. Next up, we have MLB, I think. Yeah, MLB is a card you want to have 4 copy of if you are playing an MLB deck, obviously, because you don't really want to rely on your Vanguard Brave to search for your MLB, because there is counter like Tages, or they can even damage the line you so that you can't use Vanguard Brave skill and you can search for your MLB, and MLB will be your main right. So it's better off to have MLB in your starting hand, and this is a good investment because it is pretty much like a perfect riser but better, just because it is a 12k base and it's more consistent if you ask me. So this is gonna go pretty long in the long run, but when the nerf hit, I have no idea how well will MLB be anymore, but if you still can get your Blaster Blade and Blaster Dart on your turn 3, even when the nerf hit, this deck is still gonna be really good. But the only issue is, if the nerf hit, will this deck still be consistent enough for you to get both of your blasters on your turn 3? So that's the question we will find out when the nerf hit. So this is a good investment. I say you need a 4 copy of, but if you're playing an MLB deck, you can play 1, 2, or even 3 to start off with, but in the long run, you want to slowly build out your MLB deck and get a 4th copy of MLB. So this is definitely a good investment in my books. Next up, we have Oracle Ting. So we only have 2 new cards. A new direct, which is Sky Witch Nana, which is your 13k attacker, which you should play if you're playing a Scarlet Witch deck, but Scarlet Witch is not going to go a long run because Full Moon Tsukuyomi will still be better compared to Scarlet Witch. And when Battle Sister is out on the next set, not really the next set, after the next 2 set, on set 6, Battle Sister will be out and you wouldn't be running Scarlet Witch anymore. So do take note. But like I said, if you are playing a Scarlet Witch deck, you want to play 4 of this. And then next we have Scarlet Witch Coco, which is a good card. I did do a Scarlet Witch Coco deck guide, so if you guys haven't checked that out, make sure to check it out. I feel like right now that's the strongest deck for OTT is still Full Moon Tsukuyomi. But Full Moon Tsukuyomi can be a little bit draining to play because you need to constantly think and remember your stack, and it could be a really tiring deck to play in the long run. So Scarlet Witch Coco is actually a fun deck, and I enjoy playing it a lot because it's more relaxing in a way. So if you want a more strong, relaxing Oracle Ting deck, Scarlet Witch Coco is good, but it will die off in 2 months later when Battle Sister is out, because I feel like Battle Sister will be better than Scarlet Witch Coco. And obviously, if you are playing a Scarlet Witch Coco deck, you do need to run 4 copy of it. And another downside to this card is it is a 10k base, and you don't really want your Vanguard to be a 10k base, especially if you are grade 3, because right now you have 12k base and 30k base. So the minimum requirement I would like my Vanguard to be is at 11k base. But nevertheless, if you want to play, you definitely need 4 copy of it. So it's up to you whether you want to invest in this or not. And also want to give a quick bonus tip for you guys, because if you are playing Scarlet Witch Coco, you might want to run Scarlet Battle Sister Cocoa, but do take note that this will be a rank reward in the future as well. Next up we have Shadow Paladin already. Okay, let's jump right into it. So MacLear, I don't think I need to explain that. Blaster Dart is a good card. You might want to invest 4 copy in Blaster Dart if you are playing MLB, but if you are just playing Shadow Paladin, you don't really need 4 copy. I feel like 2 copy is more than enough, because you don't really have space to run more than 2. And if you see my Shadow Paladin deck guide already, my list only run 2 copies, so you don't really need a playset of it unless you are playing MLB. So do take note. And then one of the strongest card for Shadow Paladin will be Skull Witch Nemon. So this card is a value card because by paying the cost, you discard 1 card and draw 2 cards. And this is another reason why Shadow Paladin is so good. And do you really need 4 copy? Maybe, but at least 3 will be good, because my deck list only run 3, but if you got 4, you can go ahead and run 4 copy. And this is a solid investment because you will be running this in all your Shadow Paladin deck in the future, except when Revengers is out, you might not want to run this anymore. So this goes pretty long if you ask me. So this is a solid investment you should go for if you are playing Shadow Paladin. Next up we have Curse Lancer, which is a really important card for your SP deck, just because Shadow Paladin It's pretty counterblast heavy, if you ask me. Just like Dragon Overlord at the end, they are both decks that rely on counterblast a lot, so you need counter charge card to help you, just like this card, which is Curse Lancer, and it is a solid investment. Again, like Namen, you want to play 4, so you definitely will want to invest on this card, and you would need a playset of it, because I do run 4, and I think 4 will be the optimized build for your deck. Next up, we have Maka. So this is a good card as well. Shadow Bunny have a lot of good double S and triple S in general. Another card will be this Maka, because this is another value card. Just by paying the cost, you can call a grade 1 or less from your deck to the field. So that's very good, but you wouldn't need a playset of this. If you want to run this, you wouldn't run 4 copy, you will at least run 1 or 2. So maybe having 2 copy will be more than enough. Next up, we have Masquerade. Masquerade is a really good card because it is your 12k attacker for your SP deck if you are playing Phantom Blaster Overlord. And this is a solid investment because you will run this, but again, I don't think you'll run 4 copy because you don't really have space, because there's a lot of good grade 2 Shadow Paladin card you want to run, like your Curse Lancer and your Namen. So again, same as Maka, you don't really need 4 copy. 2 to 3 will be good enough. Next up, this is a card you will never run, which is Vaha. It is just a Maiden of Libra. So this is a bad investment, so I'll give this a no. You should never craft this. Next up, we have Phantom Blaster Overlord, which is your cross strike for your Phantom Blaster Dragon. And this is a solid investment because if you are playing Shadow Paladin, this is the most optimized build if you ask me. If you want to just play Phantom Blaster Dragon deck, go ahead, but it's not going to be that great compared to a fully built Phantom Blaster Overlord deck where you still run Phantom Blaster Dragon, obviously, to get the 13k base up. So this is a solid investment and you would need to have 4 copy of, so I'll give this a craft. So is this card. You definitely want 4 copy of this as well. Nevertheless, but do remember that you can actually get this through your meta exchange. You can get an alternate art Phantom Blaster Dragon for 200 metas if I'm not mistaken. So if you got 3 and you're missing 1, do consider going for the meta and save your materials for your Skull Witch, Namen, or your Phantom Blaster Overlord. So again, I'll give this a craft. Next up, we have Cairo, and we have 2 new double red and 1 new triple red. So let's take a look at the first one, which is Striken. So this is a really good card and you definitely want to invest in this. And I do believe that you want to run 4 copy, as my deck list run 4 copy as well. This is a really good card just because you can damage deline your opponent and not getting punished for it, because most of the time if you're not playing Cairo, you're playing a normal deck and you're facing against MLB and you don't really want to give them a damage for them to use their Vanguard Wave skill. But if you do that, you actually miss a damage on turn 2. But Striken is special because if you actually end your turn and not do damage, you transfer the damage to turn 3. That's why Striken is so good and you don't get punished for just passing your turn 2. And yeah, just a really solid investment, a solid card you want to have a playset of, so I'll definitely give this a craft. Next up, we have Burning Horn. Burning Horn is a really good card. It is a 12k attacker for your DN deck. But for my list, I don't really run any copy of it because I don't have space. But when Tejas is nerfed, you don't really want to run Tejas anymore. So you'll be running Burning Horn. So you can stock up on your Burning Horn, but I don't necessarily think that you need 4 copy of. So do take note. 2 to 3 will be good enough. Next up, we have Dragoning Overlord DN, which is your key card for your Cairo deck right now. And you definitely obviously want to run 4 copy of this because it is a Persona Blast. And what it means by that, you need to discard itself from your hand to use the effect. And for it to be more consistent in a way, you do want to run 4 copy in all your DN deck. So this is definitely a solid craft, and DN go a long run as well, because even Limit Break is out, DN is still pretty valuable, like MLB and Phantom Blaster Overlord, the big 3 will all go pretty long run if you ask me. So this is a solid investment and I'll give this a craft. And if you don't want to play MLB, this will be your best counter to it. So Next up, we have Nobile Grappler, which we have the Azul support. So firstly, we have Black Tortoise. So this is a really good card you want to run 4 copy of if you are playing a Beast Deity deck, mainly Azul Dragon. But right now Azul Dragon is not that great because of how this game works in general, and because of 12k and 20k base, and just by standing 2 Rearguard, you might not even actually push through another damage. Because how this game works, every time you take a damage, your Vanguard gain 5000 power, so maybe Ashura might still be better than Azul Dragon. But if you are interested in Beast Deity, this is a solid investment. But I feel like if you want to play the Azul Dragon Cross, right, you should start to invest on your Beast Deity card like Black Tortoise here and your Azul Dragon. So like I said, they are not really that great right now, but it is a solid investment for the future, and you will definitely need 4 copy of each. So for whether or not I should craft, it's really up to you. Next up, we have... do we have any more? Is that it? Okay, I think we have finished everything for the set review. Wow, that's pretty quick. So only a 60-minute video. Okay, I can do with that. Okay, so this pretty much sum up for the deck guide. Not deck guide, what am I saying? For the card review for set 4, and I hope you guys learn from it and be more wise whether or not you should craft certain cards, because some cards will die off like Scarlet Witch Coco, but for the big 3 you are pretty safe to go. And like Azul Dragon, it is a good investment for the future, but since we have not get the Azul Dragon Cross right on the JP server, meaning that I wouldn't know how good it will be. So it is kind of a risk you want to invest in it, but it's not really necessary for you to invest in it now because you have a month time before this gacha ends. And as you can see, I have a lot of gems because I've been playing this game a lot. So if you guys want to see me doing a pack opening video for the English server, you can let me know. But the only thing that is stopping me from doing this video is if I actually did do another set 4 pack opening video, I will have a similar video because I already did one for the Japan server. So if you guys want to see another one for the English server, do let me know. Otherwise, I'll be putting my pack opening video on my Patreon page. So yeah, this should be it. Thank you for watching and stay tuned for next video. Goodbye.